to the series of prerequisites for calculus. Throughout my journey as mathematics teacher, especially AP calculus and uh, higher education calculus subjects, I have realized most of the students have problem with calculus. They say calculus is very hard, it's very hard to understand. Each question is different from another one, so they feel too much difficulty to understand it. And when I analyze the situation, it is not actually calculus which is hard for them. The thing which is actually hard is their prerequisites, which they forgot or they do not remember anything how to solve, or some of the students even skip some grades or some years before, so they have no idea. So in this series, I will be revising all type of prerequisites, uh, lectures, lessons which a person, an individual, a student needs to know before starting the calculus. So the calculus, the rest of the things will be you will need to just understand the topics of calculus and you are okay to go. And through this technique, you can score 100% in calculus very easily. Before going into the topics which we will be learning, which we will be discussing, I want to make sure, I want you to know that all these topics are only for those students if they are going to study calculus, and these courses just for revision purpose. If a student is, for example, in grade 8, in grade 9, in grade 10, I do not recommend them to look for these solutions or these methods, because all the curriculum, all the topics which you will be learning for prerequisites are starting from grade 6, where you actually started learning algebra, until grade 11, or some of the courses are till grade 10 mostly. Some of them are from grade 11, like learning functions and simplifying different expressions. Anyhow, so I will not recommend for those who are actually studying in middle school or in high school to look for their solution or their learning or their lessons from these series, because this series I'm not focusing on in detail for those courses. I'm concerning all the lessons, all the things students need to learn for the calculus only. Let's move forward. First of all, just a quick review, quick understanding what is calculus. Calculus is just a branch of mathematics in which you will be learning what is going to happen with the function. If a function is changing at a particular point, it is at which rate it is changing. It is if you are in you have studied in grade 8 the slope concept. The concept of the calculus is pretty similar to the concept of the slope, or you can say rate of change, which students usually study in grade 7 or grade 8. There are two main parts. One is differential, the other one is integral. Before going to forward, before understanding the differential or integration, I want you to know what is the difference between differential and integration. In simple words, if anyone wants to understand the difference between integral and differential, differential means you are dividing something into small parts, and integral is totally opposite. In integral, you have small parts and you are analyzing them as a whole. You are adding them up to know the final result. So let's think. So I think this concept is pretty very easy and clear. Like differential by its word means it is separated by small things. It is divided into things. And integration means, or integral means, you are actually combining those small things to get a whole result, the actual result. It is differential, it is like slope. It has the same formula as slope. Once we will get into the start of the calculus, actually after the revision, or meanwhile I will start some series regarding limits, integral, and differentiations. So in those syllabus or in those lessons you will understand more deeply. And in integral, if you want to find the area under a curve, or you can say if you have if you remember in grade 7 or sorry, in grade 10, you have learned how inequalities have the solution in which region. So if you want to find out the total sum of the region, so this is all about integral. Then let's move to the problems which actually students face. The main concept or the main, you can say, domain of the algebra, which students, or trigonometry, or main topics which students usually face problems in studying calculus. First thing and the most important thing is algebra. In algebra, they have many things. For example, simplifying expression and solving equation, and it is yani pretty sad moment when I start teaching calculus. It's like some students, they don't even analyze or they don't even understand the basics of algebra, how to add, subtract, and what are the methodologies to deal with algebraic expressions. So we will be going all those topics, then functions, their graphing, their domain, range, types of function. Then comes one of the most important thing, which is trigonometry, the law of sine, cosine, tangents, their relation and their identities. Most of the things, if you want to understand trigonometry just for the purpose of calculus, most of the thing you need to understand is domain, range, their graphs, their behavior, and their fundamental identities of trigonometry. So if you know all these basics, then I will not say you will be perfect in calculus regarding the topics which include trigonometry, but you will be okay to go. You will not have much problem. Then you will have geometries, all the laws of geometries which you have been studying before, the coordinate graphs and finding areas, volumes, the relationship between angles of triangles, of quadrilateral or other geometric shapes. Then solving problems step by step, including especially when you have more than one function integrated with each other. And one of the most important thing which usually students cannot function in, that is converting your real world problems into mathematical equation. If you have a word problem, a word statement, a scenario based question, how to convert that scenario based question into mathematical equation. Because before going to mathematical part or before going to the methodology of solution, the first thing we need to know is how to convert your real life problem into a mathematical equation. Then you can try different mathematical operations or mathematical techniques to solve those problems. So students really face these problems, especially if the students are not native and they are learning in English language. So they find it much difficult to solve it. So we will be dealing with this concept also. So these are the general domains or the general topics which you should realize or you should be knowing before starting calculus. I will be going through all these courses and I will try to go deep as much as I can, just for the purpose of calculus, not for the purpose of completing the topic. Again, this is just for the students who are going to start learning calculus either in university or in high school. So let's begin with this. Thank you very much. Hopefully you will find these videos beneficial for you and it will be easy for you to go on with the calculus.